You mentioned something very important, that that Iran is not involved in the Yemen war. It's issue which is mentioned by some international newspapers, and that Saudi Arabia is trying to have a puppet government in Yemen, and that is the core, in your view, the core of the problem.
That's true.
The next question addressed to you, Mr. Ambassador, will regard even the southern part of Iran and the relation with China, because the Chinese are now trying to increase their power everywhere in the world, but especially also in the Indian Ocean. And here, I don't know if they come in conflict or not with your interests, but I'm just curious, how do you manage to share the power with them and the relation with them?
We have the best relation with China.
Okay.
The most volume of trade is between Iran and China, comparing to the other countries, when the steel is growing. We have no problem with China. Again, I would like to ask you to invite the Chinese ambassador to sit here and to answer your question.
No, I'm asking you about your relations with them.
So we have no problem with China. We have enjoyed always very good relation, especially during these years of sanction. They were very helpful, and Iran and China also have very historic relation from centuries, many centuries ago. We are in touch, and the Silk Road between Iran and China is very famous, which is going to be revived again.
We have so many other things to approach, and Iran is such an interesting country with so many connections. My next question to you will be another challenging one. You are a Indo-European people, but you are also now the Republic of Islam. How are these? How are these going together? Because at the basis you belong to an Indo-European culture, and still you are the only called the Republic, the
Islamic Republic,
the Islamic Republic of Iran. And this is a little bit controversial. It's my job to ask you. I hope you are not upset or I'm not offending you, but I want to understand. How is that possible?
Of course, Iran is not the only country called Islamic Republic. You have Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
That's true.
Islamic Republic of Mauritania.
Yes, but they're not Indo-European so much.
You know, 98% of our population, they are Muslim. And it's quite natural that our government to be called Islamic Republic. It's a republic which of course based on Islamic rules and regulations, because the people, they want it. This is the decision of the people. When Imam Khomeini came on power in 1979, just after 2 months, he asked, or even less than, he asked the people, he invited the people for a referendum, that which kind of system they prefer to be in Iran. And the people voted for Islamic Republic. So it's by the vote of the people. I think I remember something like more than 96%, they voted for Islamic Republic.
Well, that's very good. It was my job to ask you, because there still remains the Pakistan. The Pakistanis have no Indo-European roots. They are a little bit different than Iran, but in my view, having you as an Indo-European roots in the history, you call your country the Islamic country of state of Iran. But you answered to me, this was the decision of the people through referendum after the revolution in 1979. Okay, we go further with our questions. Mr. Ambassador, why I can't find your very nice and very good and well-known sweets in Europe? You are well known for very good sweets, you know, like chocolate and all kind of good. Iran, it's famous for that.
Yes.
Where are they?
Of course, in Iran you can find a lot.
Well, After the agreement, I will come, but before that, I would like to find it in Bucharest.
But I understand there is also, recently, we have one Iranian shop in Bucharest.
Really?
Yes.
Where?
I can ask my secretary to give the address to you. Recently, they have opened it.
Okay.
Yes, you can benefit, enjoy the Iranian sweet.
Well, I didn't know that. That's a good news.
Yes, but better than that, I invite you to visit Iran and to go especially to Yazd for the very famous sweets. And
Yes,
of course, the other towns also you can find different kind of sweets.
Is it safe to travel to Iran? Because you know what are the stereotypes in the Western countries?
Iran is the safest country in the region. You can go to Iran, and alhamdulillah, we have many European tourists, including Romanian tourists, visiting Iran. And they're enjoying visit Iran, Isfahan, Shiraz, and other historic places. Enjoy.
Should we come and visit also the nuclear plant or just the rest of it?
Are you interested to visit a nuclear plant?
No.
I can introduce you to IAEA to join their people to visit.
Let me ask you something, Mr. Ambassador. How was, what is your impression? Well, what were the conclusions of your government after the cyber attack you had at your nuclear plant? Who was behind that? Do you know?
Of course, as it has been mentioned, it was by American. It has been done by American, and alhamdulillah, they did not succeed to harm our plants, nuclear plants, and the people, they could control it, and I mean to give it back, send it back.
Okay. So you didn't manage to damage?
No.
Just try.
Yeah, they have tried this. Even not only that one, we have received many attacks, and even maybe if they have arranged an exhibition about it. They have shown that it's very sensitive. They have tried to remove some sensitive parts of equipment of the plant, and to put a forge equipment to damage the plant, and they didn't succeed. Well, it has been discovered.
I just couldn't stop myself asking because what you say it's important. But at least the conclusion of your government was that the U.S. was behind it, or the umbrella.
Yeah.
Now the U.S. is also your partner. No, more recently.
We can't say partner, but they are involved in discussion.
Okay.
Nuclear.
Okay. Now, if I would be an objective observer, no U.S., no. I am a Euro-Atlantist as a believer. I believe in the Europe and America as a partnership. But still, if I would look objectively to Iran now, then my question would be the following: what path would you take? Please don't answer me both of them, because it will be a diplomatic one. The path in a more aggressive foreign policy of all the countries. A path towards Eurasia, or a path towards Western countries?
We, from the beginning of the revolution, our late leader announced that our policy is neither east nor west. And this is a slogan which still you can find it on the top of the entrance, the main entrance of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Tehran. Neither east nor west. It means we are not following the instruction from any side. Neither the Western countries nor the Eastern countries. At the same time, we want good cooperation and relation with all the countries in the world. And there is no preference for us. Depends on our own national interest. So according to this policy, we have had from before very good relation with the Asian countries. We had also good relation with the European countries, and unfortunately after this sanction, it decreased, and we hope, as you mentioned, after the signing of agreement, it will be revived, and I hope that we will be in better situation to cooperate with the European countries.
Mr. Ambassador, I know you are doing an event soon. And this is important because I believe that this event will be an opening of a new, not only after the signing of the agreement, but the event you will do in Bucharest. It is very important because ISIS is a danger for all the world, yes, including Romania. It's on the list of targets for this terrorist organization. You are organizing an event which will be called Fighting Terrorism and the Need of Security Culture, yes, in May. And this will take place in Bucharest.
Yes.
And I want to tell us a little bit about it. Who can come, if it is open, or what is the main purpose and what we want to achieve? Because it's the first step, concrete step that Iran is doing in Bucharest. And yes, we are very happy that you are doing it here. Because the relation between Romania and Iran, we didn't have time to develop, but during communism even were very close. Yes. After communism were very close. Of course, we are part of the sanctions applied by the Western community, but the relations between the two countries were always very close.
Yes, that's true. From the beginning, when I entered here, always I have announced to the authorities that Iran is a very important country in the Middle East. And we know that Romania also is enjoying a very good position in the eastern part of Europe.
Yes.
You are facing dangerous crisis in your region.
As you do, as well.
And we are facing yes, the same problems in our region.
We have, so we have a problem with the Peter the Great.
That depends on the Russian ambassador to answer you.
Okay. Okay. We joke, of course. You don't have to answer.
Yes. So we always, I invited our Romanian friends. We need to enter into a cooperation to fight this terrorism, which is not now is a global challenge, big challenge and problem. So by this idea, through the discussion with some institutions, I mean international studies into institutions in your country, we reached to this agreement to hold this conference here, to have some guests from Iran, some from European countries, of course some from Romanian scholars and authorities or the intellectuals to study about the terrorism.
I will be happy to participate.
Most welcome.
But what do you propose for this event? Is more let's say a technical event, or it's a signal that you want to give to Romania and to all the region that you want to cooperate?
We want really to give the signal that we want to cooperate, and we want to get assured that everybody now is quite familiar with the nature of this danger and the nature of terrorism and the extremism in the region, in the world. So after that, we come together to find the solution, how we can fight this problem and how we can remove this problem. Because if you do not stop it, it will grow.
Yes.
If you sit here, nothing will happen.
Sure.
We should come together from different parts of the world and put our thoughts together and find the best solution. Fortunately, they are very good people, very knowledgeable people coming from Iran. They are also from international studies institutions. We ask them to help us in this field. And I'm informed that from your side also very important people, they are going to participate, and also some European, intellectuals that are joining us. It's very important because you see, especially as you mentioned, it's a very good idea to hold it in Bucharest, because unfortunately we had something like more than 5,000 European youths joining to Daesh.
Exactly.
And it's a big danger for Europe.
Absolutely.
And I think it's the job of the psychologists in Europe to find the root of this incident. Why these people who are brought up, who are brought up in these civilized countries, they join to this criminal terrorist group who easily behead the people and sell the ladies in the market, and they are not. They're worse than animal. And I'm really surprised. Even believe me, some Europeans, they have no answer themselves. They don't know why these people who are brought up in these societies.
They were on that chair, the ambassadors, and they couldn't answer. Mr. Ambassador, we have only 3 minutes left. Discuss a little bit about your country, about the region, about every links of the history and of the present. Because for me, that region is extremely interesting. And I think that Europe is blind. You mentioned Mrs. Mogherini. Mrs. Mogherini, in my view, doesn't really understand foreign policy. She made this declaration now, but where was Mrs. Mogherini so many years? Where was the European Union so many years? And other countries, I will not name them. But I really appreciate your direct approach in this talk show, and I want to thank you for coming, because I know it was not easy for you to be here. I want to congratulate your new government for this openness, and for sure I will accept the invitation to come in Iran.
Most welcome.
And I will look for the shop with the candies in Bucharest.
Most welcome.
But I really appreciate you coming.
Thank you very much. Very friendly discussion, and I hope it was beneficial to your viewers, and I hope that in future we will have more opportunity to explain about the region, about the history, and about the relation between Iran and Romania.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador.
Yes.
When they look to the maps, the countries with the sea, the oceans, they will understand why Iran is important, why Turkey is important, why other countries than European Union and Romania. We are not really just us on the earth, on earth. Other countries are as well, other regions are as well, and they are important because they have resources, they have security, they have markets to go and sell. So, thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Vă mulțumesc foarte mult și dumneavoastră. Vă aștept la următoarea ediție a Ambasadorul României. O seară bună!